Hey, everybody. It's Brendan, and Chris just palmed me in the face.
Woohoo!
I always do the countdown from 5. That's my job. I don't have many jobs on the pod. At least I don't think I do.
No, you always close out well.
I close out well. I'm the
your
closer.
Your job is to make sure that I'm laughing hysterically the last, 10 seconds of the pod.
And sometimes I fail, but that's okay.
No, you usually get me.
Usually I get a little chuckle.
And I never get a chance to surprise you, so I started the 5, 4,
But it
3
looked like you were going to punch me in the face. That's what made me super shocked. I thought you were going to punch me right in the face.
Why would I punch you in the face?
I don't know. I'm always paranoid about stuff like that. I have irrational fears that I'm going to get punched in the face, and I don't know why.
That's fair.
Even when people I know won't touch me. People in the office, and I will move out of the way because I think they're too close, and I catch them in my peripheral, I think I'm going to get punched in the face.
I won't judge for that. I have irrational fears of people touching me, too.
Where does it manifest itself?
In public places.
In public places?
Yeah, I just
Mine
don't
at
like
the
being touched by people.
At the bar?
Yeah, especially at the bar. Don't touch. Nay, nay.
I don't like getting bumped into people either. It sucks.
Yeah.
I don't like touching, and I'm afraid that people, even friends, dear friends like you.
Mutual touching's okay.
Yeah.
High five.
Except for when you...
And then I throw the 5 out there.
This is not wet from sweat or I'm just dab. It's hot. It's hot as hell
It is
today.
warming up in the neighborhood.
And my allergies are starting to kick in. So you said you got a lot of energy. We're going to need it today.
We're going to need it.
Because I'm sleepy. Not sleepy, but you know how allergies are. Do you have allergies?
Yes, I do, but they haven't kicked in yet.
Mine are kicking in.
Yeah,
hardcore.
Mine should kick in starting next week.
So, if you're listening to this, listen to the Captain America one that went up first. Because this is the thing. We record. I don't ever have a need to come back until we record again. And I didn't edit right away, so my bad. That's why it's
don't worry, I'll get it tomorrow at lunch.
Nope.
Dum, da, dum, da, dum,
And then you're like, hey, about that pod.
Is it?
And I was like, what pod are you talking about? What are you talking about? There ain't no pod. Whoops. So there's no pod. Well, there was no pod last week, so my bad. But we're going to start. You've been trying to do Wednesdays, right?
Yeah, Wednesdays.
All right, so Wednesdays is the day, and we'll make our brand stronger. I had an alumni event where my friend works for a social media group, and he was very upset with me that I wasn't establishing a stronger brand.
Oh, well,
and I wanted to put that out to you, but what does that mean to you? He didn't explain, but what does that mean to you?
Well, consistency for once.
We're not terrible.
We're not bad. But you have to establish a date, a time.
Yeah.
And then you have to have a resource location. We have that.
We have a solid. Yeah, we got that.
Facebook covered, and we have a place where people can find our episodes categorized by date.
Yes.
So that's good. We just don't have established Wednesdays at 3. That's OBT.
Well, what do I say? Wednesdays at 3.
All right, it's Wednesdays at 3 now.
All right. You heard here an exclusive of the OBT show. Wednesdays at 3, a new pod.
Peering into the looking glass.
We also have to do some Let's Plays.
Yes, I downloaded a few games. The only thing is we have to figure out how to do without Windows XP. Because Microsoft and their lovely
upgrades
shivving of...
They dropped that bad boy. What do you think about that? That sucks.
Was it like 70% of old computers still ran XP?
I know. Nobody upgraded.
So we're going to have to figure that out. But I got some games.
Okay. Do you know any... What are the games?
I'm not going to tell any titles. Yeah, I don't want to spoil it.
All right. We're not really spoiling it. Give me one.
I think Turtles in Time was one of them. No, we did Turtles in Time. I think it was the classic, the 1989.
Oh, that game sucks.
That game's awesome.
Wait, which
it's
one
a button masher. It's just the classic TMNT.
Oh, I'm thinking of the over-the-head role-playing.
No.
Okay, that one's terrible.
The NES one?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, that one sucks.
Never.
That one is only good if you're Donatello, and if Donatello dies, you're screwed.
Oh, you're screwed. You have no reach.
If you never played the game, play it. Try to play it, because it starts off promising, where you're like, this is kind of... Oh, burped and I hit the microphone. This is kind of cool. And it's overhead. You get to travel along in your van. And I remember when I was a kid, I was like, what's that rolling thing? I bet I can shoot it. Then as I kept hurtling toward it, I'm like, I have no weapons. And I died.
Yep.
And then what happens is you lose life. You're like a sieve, basically. It is just, you get touched and life just drains from you. It's not just one hit. It is just constant draining until it's
yeah, it's poor level design, character design. It's Ninja Turtles, though, so you played it.
You played it, and then, the only thing that works well is the bow, because you have some length to it. Whereas if you are Michelangelo or you are Raphael with sais and nunchucks, it's terrible because you can barely hit somebody with it.
And for those that don't understand what bow means, it's a bow staff.
Bow staff.
Not a bow and arrow.
Not arrow, not
ninja trained.
Hawkeye.
We could say essentially that since our childhood, we are trained ninjas because of all of the Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles.
Okay, all right. So,
straight up.
So some people don't know. They're not in the know.
F them. That's what I say.
While we're speaking about this topic.
Hey, Chris, did you see?
Unfortunately, my eyes did see.
But wait, one more thing about the Nintendo Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah, go.
Just that I've never finished it because it's impossible. There is a just type in underwater level TMNT.
Oh.
That's all you need
Clutching.
to know. Yeah,
my knuckles are turning
My
white.
blood pressure rose like 10 points just uttering that phrase. Because remember, kids, any damage instantly drains you. So they made seaweed, which again, they're Ninja Turtles and they're powerful. Seaweed can hurt you
and kill you
almost immediately. It is the worst level. Anyway, I'm sorry. We could spend. I don't want to open up old wounds.
No, I thought we were really close to not having to mention that because it actually makes me upset.
I know.
Like, it makes me so angry.
I remember being as a kid and having really worked hard to conserve all 4 turtles for that one level.
To get to that level, and you'd screwed. They have images online that says if you made it to this level, you don't know what the rest of the game looks like.
Yeah, because you would just stop playing.
You got killed.
And I made it through once, and then I died because it just got so much harder.
It's so difficult.
And I wasn't prepared for anything after it. That was the thing. Once you hit it, it's sort of like
maybe we can Game Genie it, and that could be a let's
fun.
Play of us seeing what happens after that level.
It's sort of like climbing Mount Everest. Okay, I got to the top. Now, how do I get down? That's how I felt. I made it through this level. I don't know what else. I'm too ecstatic to figure out what, and I'm dead.
We'll put on Infinite Life.
Infinite Life, and even that we'll probably have to go back and
we'll still die.
We'll still fucking die. Anyway, we saw. I just saw this trip.
I hate that level.
I know, I hate that level too. It's
okay.
So much.
Game face.
We talked about the reveal of the teenage Michael Bay's, and I need to keep saying I need to phrase it like that. Michael Bay's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to differentiate it from all the other.
We'll just say TMNT because that's what they're
going
sticking with.
Michael, I'm still putting Michael Bay in front of it.
Michael Bay's
TMNT. Michael Bay's TMNT. They released a 30-second Brothers. That's what they're titling it, Brothers commercial. Now, you saw it before I did. What were your thoughts?
My thoughts were immediately to get you to watch it.
Yes,
because I literally, I flipped to Facebook and I was like, "Send Brendan, watch this, please. I am so angry."
Well, it reveals. You get the first glimpse of Splinter, which, to back up a bit. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle concept has Splinter as their master, and Splinter is, I guess, imprinted from his Asian martial arts master.
Yeah,
that's the concept. As a mouse and as a rat, he watched his master do kung fu, so it was imprinted in his mind. And then when he got hit with the goo, he modeled his lifestyle after the samurai. It wasn't anything that was overtly racist. It wasn't anything that was overtly co-opting from the Asian American community or from stereotypical samurai, things like that.
No, it was great imitation.
Yes, it was a homage. It was more of an homage. Yes. It was more in honor of his fallen master. But what you and I just saw is something that is straight up out of the. Remember, I don't know if you've ever seen old covers of 1940 Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
It portrays Asian Americans negatively, to put it lightly.
Yes.
It is a racist portrayal, and even down to the type of mustache that is shown and outfits that are worn. And this brief... And let's be fair, though. We haven't seen the whole film. Nobody's seen the whole film yet.
No.
So there's a lot of context that needs to still be delivered.
Mm-hmm.
But from the brief...
I can't even say words. I'm so angry.
Are you impressed with how well I'm handling this?
You look like you're about to like sweat profusely.
Yeah, I know. Do you know how professional I feel right now? Am I doing a good job?
You do a good job.
It looks racist the way that they've portrayed him, because they have given him the long mustache and the little Asian hat.
We're talking like as bad as the 70s kung fu films
that had stereotypical
What was the
portrayals? And
Quentin Tarantino. Kill Bill.
Kill Bill, yeah.
You know, her trainer master.
Yes.
He had the ridiculously long white Fu Manchu.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think
I would say it's comparable, except on a rat.
And it's tough. It appears it could be racist. But again, I want to context. I'm worried. I don't want to say it's a full blown racist portrayal because you don't know how he talks, B, how he really does end up looking and how he acts. It could just be a element that they're adding, but it's not an element that was necessary and one that they had used in previous incarnations.
Well, isn't Tony Shalhoub the voice of Splinter?
Yeah, I think so.
So immediately, the little thing that pops up when the bad guy sees Snake that hits me, and I think, this is automatically racist.
There's a lot of and also you have to look at it in terms of who actually is creating this. And Michael Bay, Transformers 2, he created 2 robots that were never in the original series, I believe, at all. Were they? I don't think so.
They were indistinguishable by race. They were nothing.
No.
Nothing. That was never important. They had their own characters.
Right.
And this was very specifically to be a African American character versus it being a robot with
a terribly stereotypical racist
bad
comments. Yeah.
Like they needed to have gold-plated teeth.
Like John Cena, early career.
Early John Cena.
Early John Cena, which was racist.
Way to go, Michael Bay.
But and it's tough because you don't know where exactly it goes because he obviously produced Bad Boys 1 and 2, which feature the most prominent African American actor of all time, of modern history.
Martin Lawrence.
Martin Lawrence. I like Martin Lawrence.
I like Martin Lawrence
Will
too.
Smith.
I like him better than Will Smith in most of those movies.
I know, I do too. He's much more looser. But you have to. But that aside, our personal preference aside, Will Smith, and it's like, okay, how can Will Smith be fine working with him, and there's no real overt racism in those films, for the most part, unless they're being done and spoken by the characters, the main characters themselves.
Yeah. Well, didn't the second movie have a KKK scene?
It did.
Okay.
It did.
All right, Michael Bay.
But that was more like a...
No, I know. I'm just saying it.
That was a different positioning. That wasn't here's a main character that we're going to present in a racist... This was like, look at this easy to target racist group.
Yeah, true.
That we can use as a catalyst to the story. Because they're only the beginning part.
It's cannon fodder.
But then you have those 2, Transformers 2, and now you have this where everything is also dangerously trending toward racism and weirdness because, again, as we mentioned before, the guy who appears, again, we have to say appears to be playing Shredder is a white dude.
Yes.
When in the comic books and in the previous movies was an Asian American guy who was the trainer of, or the partner of Master Splinter's owner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta look up names because I'm forgetting all of the names. Oroku Saki, I remember that.
Was the girl, right?
Wait, hold on. Maintain professionalism while I'm doing this.
Okay. Well, I think that's sort of where I was initially like, and what the hell is going on? There's no Casey Jones. Who was Casey Jones played by in the first one? Was that the guy from Law and Order SVU?
Oroku Saki is Shredder.
Okay.
That's the original. That's the name that was jumping into my brains.
Okay. And then the guy who was Splinter's master, what was his name? That's all right, we don't need it.
Oh, we don't need it.
We need it. But it was 2 martial artists, 2 guys that were once partners that were now rivals.
My favorite, it will always be the incarnation of Splinter, is the one from the cartoon.
Yeah.
He had a robe, and it was to signify like the traditional gi setup, and it wasn't anything to be. There was no like sense that it needed to go any bit further than he had a little bit of an accent, and he had a robe.
Yeah,
and that was it. It didn't. I made the connections from that being that he had Japanese ancestry. Basically, that was his background.
That was it.
And same thing from the movies too. The original two movies. It was the same idea.
And it wasn't something that had to be hammered home. It wasn't. But it looks like when you see the guy who was probably going to play Shredder, it's like he likes Asian stuff all over his room.
Yeah.
He's like a little boy with posters up in his room. Except we're supposed to take him seriously as a major supervillain.
I'm not okay with it.
Are you going? This
just
is
an initial, baseline. This is the stuff that's getting thrown at us. It's progressively getting less okay with it. I have to see it because.
Well, here's the thing.
I need to know why I'm going to hate myself.
Can you wait, or are you going to contribute to pay? Because if you pay for it, you're no better than anybody who's legitimately seeing it.
I'm going to stream that online.
Okay, good. Yeah, don't watch it live, kids. Wait for it to come on Redbox or Netflix.
It should be illegal to pay for that movie.
Well, here's the thing too that this
not to
movie,
steal it.
Yeah, no. Here's the thing that's going to ruin. Well, I'll put it this way.
Hamato Yoshi.
Nice.
Yes. Okay, good. All right.
Here's the thing that I'm happy though about.
That's Splinter's Master. In case anybody was yelling at us for being stupid.
Here's the good thing and bad thing though. The Marvel Universe movies are like Teflon now. You can't break them, so that's good. If this happened to come out around the time of Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, you would never see a superhero movie in like 5-6 years. I'm talking like if TMNT bombs, which we think it is going to bomb.
Oh, it's not going to bomb. It's going to make a ton of money.
I hope it bombs.
Parents are going to take their kids to see it.
Ugh.
All of the Rage fans, they're going to go see it. And then the people in between that are like, oh, well, we have this and some other crap to watch. We're going to go see TMNT.
And remember, let's hope that there isn't a heat wave. Because if there's a heat wave, you're going to get everybody that just wants to see something in air conditioning.
Oh, shit.
You know what I mean?
That's a terrible
I've done
factor.
that before.
I've done it before, too. You know what? High five for being honest.
There's always those movies where you're just like, I'm just tired of sitting outside, and I know I have air conditioning in my home, but I want to sit somewhere that's fully air conditioning, and I feel cold inside. The movie theater.
Cold as my cold heart.
Cold as my cold. I forget which. I think it was like a terrible action film I saw. I remember. I don't maybe remember what it was, but it was a couple of years ago. It was so hot, I went to see something.
Yeah,
those movies, and I'm always like, TMNT is going to be the hottest weekend of the year, and it's going to drive people that don't want to sit and sweat their balls off.
I'm embarrassed to admit the one.
What'd you see?
Step Up. Yeah. Yeah. I had an in, so it was a free.
Oh, okay,
it was a free movie.
Sure, it was.
I didn't have to pay for the ticket, but I still watched it.
You watched the whole thing
twice.
Are you serious? Back to
it was
back?
a really hot time.
You couldn't have gone to
not back to back on different days.
That's why you have choices.
It was a free movie. I love movies, man. I'll watch anything pretty much.
You will watch anything.
But it gives me the right to hate on things.
All right, but still,
because I have the wealth of knowledge of seeing chick flicks and rom-coms all the way to the awesome sci-fi movies.
Well, but at least, all right, day one, I'll give you a pass. Day two, you made a conscious choice to go back to and get another one?
Oh, yeah.
Or just walk around the mall?
It was just as bad.
Well, yeah.
Oh, no, it wasn't at the mall. It was in a town, and it was like a town movie theater.
I can kind of get behind that.
So it was like you could go there or you could go to Starbucks, and after a while, the smell of Starbucks becomes sickening.
Yeah, it does have a stench.
Yeah. It's the sugar and coffee smell. Yeah. It's not just like, oh, welcome to the coffee house. It's like, welcome to death in a cup.
Though if Starbucks wants to give us free passes to give it another shot, the OBT show at gmail.com. Or follow us on the OBT show or at Brent O'Brien or at Thursday.
See, that is brand establishment.
That's brand establishment. Brand established. Brand. So what else did you do, man? I wrote some notes.
Oh, you have some notes. The only thing that I thought was interesting, at least in the world today
that we live in,
was Evo moment. Was it 37? It was back in 2004. It was a Street Fighter tournament, and some guy wrote a book about the moment. Basically, this guy was like pinned into a corner. His life was down, basically almost dead. And the guy that he was going against had Chun-Li was his character. They're fighting back and forth. Chun-Li's about to win, and then this guy parries. I think it was like a 15 multi-hit combo. He literally blocks every single one of them perfectly in succession, jumps up in the air, blocks an up kick, and then comes down and knocks the rest of life out with some awesome looking combo. And everyone in the audience just loses their shit. Yeah. I lose my shit looking at it because my brain can't process how he parried the moves so well.
Yeah.
Perfect timing. And then still have the wherewithal to afterwards block another move and then,
that's amazing.
Knock the shit out of it. So this guy wrote a book about it. It's pretty cool. It's like Evo Moment 37, I think.
Evo, what does that stand for?
It's the tournament title,
okay.
Evo Evolution.
All right. That's pretty cool. I remember hearing about that. I think I saw the YouTube clip.
Yeah, it's like a really, really shoddy looking clip. It's like bad quality because back in the day, nobody cared.
Had any cameras, yeah.
Yeah, and it was just like you see it, and then you see everyone just lose their shit when they realize what the guy's doing.
That's awesome.
It's just like a good goosebumps feeling.
Goosebumps.
Because the guy was comparing it. He was like, this is something that's like Miracle on Ice.
Yeah.
Except it's not as widely known. I want to make it more widely known outside of the gaming community.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
I like that.
But other than that, everything else pretty much just sucks.
PAX East happened. I have no idea what anything came of that.
Not even paying attention to it.
All right. Well, PAX East happened, kids. You heard it here first.
There's one game that I was looking at that everyone that played the demo was really confused and underwhelmed. But visually, like the trailers for everything, they were very impressed with was The Evil Within.
Yeah, I read that where people were like the gameplay was repetitive.
Well, it was just because it was cut segments of the game that they forced them to play with no context. So that happens with a lot of video games when you go to conventions and stuff. It's just like you get little bits and pieces of some only alpha games. Yeah. But it looks scary as shit.
Yeah, it does. I don't know if I would play it. I don't think I want to play it. I don't like scary things.
I'm gonna watch someone else play it.
All right.
I'll watch over their shoulder and cry.
If anybody would like to send us a copy for review, the obtshow@gmail.com.
I'm sure someone's going to do a full play and put it online, and I'll watch that entire thing, and I'll shit myself in my own little area. But it looks scary. Did anything else come out of PAX East?
No, not that I know of. Probably a lot, but we don't care. Okay. It happened. See you next year, PAX. Google buys drones. I just wrote a note about that. Google's bought drones.
Cool.
I watched Mad Men. You don't like Mad Men.
We're that much closer to getting to
Terminator 2.
Terminator. Yeah.
I hope I'm like 90 when that happens.
Skynet is a real thing.
If I'm 90, I'm just going to walk outside and be like, just shoot me.
Yeah, it's fine. I think at that point in time, you've lived a pretty good life.
That's why I'm like, but then I don't want my kids to do. It's a whole conversation.
It's going to happen in our 60s, 70s.
God damn. But I'll be just old enough to still be cognizant and want to live, but not young enough to be able to fight.
But then I'll have trained you how to use a gun properly.
All right. I hope it doesn't come to that.
I know.
I don't think it will. We're all screwed if it
Google
does.
it.
God damn it. Scientists, just stop. If you're a scientist and you're listening and you're doing this, just stop.
I'm waiting for April 1st for them to just put Skynet on the Google main page, just like in a corner or something like that.
I'm going to throw up.
And everyone will lose their shit. Everyone will fucking freak out.
I'm going to throw up because we're stupid enough to do it.
I know.
We're dumb.
But Gmail's free.
Thank you, Overlord GoogleNet, for my free email. We're screwed.
I didn't watch Mad Men because I'm not caught up. Sorry.
I won't say much. It was underwhelming. It did not do well in the ratings. Did you see that? It was the lowest rated premiere ever.
Yeah, because guess who they're going up against?
Game of Thrones.
Na, 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 na. And it was the best episode.
I know. They did that on purpose.
Best. You watched?
No, I didn't. I read this. I know somebody died. I know who died.
Okay, yeah. We won't do any spoilers. No. Actually, no. By the time... I think the internet's already...
Yeah, but Stephen King made a great point because he said something like, oh, it was great that this... great way for this... And he put the character's name to die. And people got mad at him. And he wrote, listen, he goes, get off my ass. This book's been written for 15 years. Yeah. How dare you?
No, this character's been dead for a while.
Oh, yeah. So if you read the books, you shouldn't be like, oh, no.
Some people are dumb and they just want to be fed images. They don't want to read, Brendan.
I like reading. I haven't read in a while.
By the way, it was Joffrey.
I know, Joffrey. It rhymes with Offery.
It was the best death scene ever.
I'll watch it.
It makes everyone a little sadistic only because they wanted to murder this child
he's
kid.
An ass. Yeah,
because he's a fucking asshole.
Even though that guy that plays him was the same little kid in Batman Begins.
He went down the path of darkness.
I know. That cute kid in Batman Begins that's outside Gordon's window in the Nethers. What is it? The Narrows?
Maybe this will cease the death threats because I'm pretty sure he's gotten quite a few of them.
Sure. But I saw him it would have been a good regular episode, but not a great premiere.
Okay, fair enough.
But we'll talk more when you.
How hot was his wife?
Hot.
Yeah,
she's hot.
I saw a little clip online. I was like, oh.
Some of it's funny. Like the opening sequence was the best part of the episode. It's just funny. We'll talk after.
Yeah, we'll talk.
I watched Shield. after watching Winter Soldier. Remember we talked about
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, about how there might be some crossover in the previous episode. I couldn't sit through the episode and watch it. I didn't care because I kept thinking about where's Captain America, and then he never showed up. A, B, I don't care enough about the characters. It was an interesting final scene. One of the guys, and I don't know their names at all, so I apologize.
Doesn't somebody pull a betrayal?
Pretty much, like they had Victoria Hand, which I didn't realize, which I thought was awesome. Victoria Hand was a recent debut in the Marvel universe. She was with Hammer with Norman Osborn took over, so she was the Bizarro Maria Hill, if you will.
Yeah.
I'll just say it. I don't think anybody cares if
Didn't they make it where she's not important anymore? Or did they make her?
They killed her. Yeah, well, they killed her.
Okay. Yeah.
So there's the last scene is like
that's what
that did. So one of the guys that's the main guy that's you've been watching the whole time. Another dude that was really a Hydra agent gets captured. They're on a plane, and then right before they land, the guy that everybody loved shot Victoria Hand and the two agents, and then doesn't say a word. He just looks like menacing at his.
Isn't the main guy?
Not Agent Coulson. Agent Coulson's still good.
No. The main young.
Yeah, that was the main young guy. Yeah.
Yeah, Isn't he Hydra?
I don't know. They don't know at this point. The preview's like alliances are shattered.
Oh, God.
What you thought you knew, you don't. So it's a lot of like, F you.
Another round of shoving the microphone through my eye socket.
Yep. So, and S.H.I.E.L.D. didn't get a bump from Winter Soldier, which I think ABC and Marvel was really hoping would happen. Because they promoted like, hey, if you haven't watched S.H.I.E.L.D. and you saw Captain America, tune in to S.H.I.E.L.D. Again, the thing is, there's a passing reference where Coulson's standing at monitors with another woman, and she goes, looks like Captain America cleaned up everything. I was like, well, damn it, who cares anymore?
Yeah. I mean, it's epic that it's in line, but it's not.
It feels like one big marketing
in the push
marketing ad for, and it is. It's one sort of big ad for Marvel films.
Well, that's what pretty much was going to be. I don't think it was. This show was supposed to be anything standout.
No, but you kind of
wanted it to be.
I had hope for it. I really wanted it to be, and I watched the first episode, and I was like, "This is dumb."
I'm gonna have to listen back to what I might have said.
Prior. I think you were excited.
I think I might have been excited about it.
I'll pull the clips.
I got really skeptical after
quickly.
Time passed.
Was
there anything else that was important in our lives?
That's it, man. I think it's time to find out what you learned today.
I learned that I should be ashamed for not knowing Orokusaki was Shredder and Hamato Yoshi is the name for Splinter's master. And that's about it. That's just shame. Big shame coaster over here.
Okay.
Shame. What did you learn today?
I learned two things. One, the original NES Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles makes your blood pressure.
You just had to bring it back there, didn't you?
Brought it back there.
God damn it.
My eyes so itchy from allergies. I think I forgot the second thing I learned. I don't know what I was going to say.
You better fucking come up with something because you brought up that shit again. The anger monster inside of me needs to laugh.
Oh, I remember what it was. Skynet's going to kill us all.
Okay, that's good.
And Chris will be... Hey, you know what? Podcast in the future, when we're 90 and Skynet takes over, you know who's going to still be standing? You. I'll be dead.
Yeah, I'm going to be sitting there going, called it.
I'll be going, God damn it. I live the sheltered life. Then I'll get shot again. I'm Brendan.
I'm Chris.
Fuck you, Skynet.
Fuck you, Skynet.
Thank you.